news just in. We failed to predict the future. We foolishly saw in the visions of the glass when the tea leaves and Austria winning against Turkey. How wrong can you be?
It's just a magical night in terms of atmosphere. Turkey fans have now got the torches on the phones on and creating a light show all around the stadium. And in fact, by looking around the ground, you can see that there are Turkey fans dotted just about everywhere. Some of them are even in the Austria section. Gula's corner into the near post, off the post, and then in! It's rammed in by Demiral! A minute into the last 16 time! Tip your hat to Turkey! What a start! Gula's left-footed in swinging delivery, and it's in the back of the net! It's 2-0, and would you believe it? It's 2 for Demiral! The subs have run onto the pitch. Again, the Turkey fans scream with Turkish delight. This is the sort of night they imagined coming into this tournament. This is the night of Turkish dream. Krasic dropped down to him, loops it in. Baumgartner! What a save by Günok! That is as good as any goal. Miracle save by Mert Günok.
It had all drama. That save, great goals, a do-or-die spirit from Turkey, and we averted the possibility of a Ralf Rangnick renaissance as far as Man United fans are concerned. So the game had it all, except we didn't have the outcome right, because my top producer, Kane Reeves, this week's producer anyway, was so certain of an Austria win that he only booked a guest to talk about Austrian football, a glaring omission. Something's been reported, I believe, to the football version of the United Nations. So to put things right in advance of that, delighted to welcome to the show. Better than nervous to celebrate that Turkey win, and they've got the Netherlands next on Sunday. They've made the quarterfinals. Here's Bob Turgut, a retired Turkish broadcaster, now living in New York. He still produces his own podcast, educating us on the football of that fine country, Turkey, and he joins us now. Good morning, Bob. Thank you so much for doing this for us. So that 2-1 win over Austria, got to be one of the games of the tournament so far. Were you confident of the outcome going in, or were you, like the rest of us, biting our fingernails down to the quick? Good morning, Bob.
Good morning to you, and good afternoon, good evening to me, Paul. Thanks to be on your program, and thanks, Kane, your program partner. Yes, I am very glad, but I did not predict this was going to happen. On my podcast before the match, I said the Austria was better team, but I think the Italian coach, Vincenzo Montella, had his work cut out, and then he did it in the earliest goal in the tournament, scoring in the 57th second, and with the defender scoring 2 goals, and none of the forwards scoring in this match. It's something else. But I think the plan for Vincenzo Montella worked against Austria.
Now, Kane isn't alone in being a spud brain, saying we have over somebody who's a bit dim, because I was also confidently predicting last Friday's show that Romania would beat the Netherlands, because the Netherlands I thought had been fairly poor, and Romania had that kind of crackle about them that I know Turkey's now got. Netherlands found some form, beat Romania 3-0. Not an accurate reflection of the game on the pitch, I thought. I thought it was a bit harsh on Romania, that. But, of course, Turkey have got Netherlands up next. Are they the side that you'd most like to encounter, or do you think they're going to be quite tough? I mean, would you rather take on, I don't know, Switzerland or England, for example?
Really, it's better to take on Netherlands team, because we have one player that used to play for the junior level team in the Netherlands national team, Ferdi Kadıoğlu, one of the best players on the left fullback. He started playing on the right left wing, but the coaches in Turkey in the Turkish Super League made him left fullback, but he's one of the greatest ones. He runs his heart off. I think Turkey has a pretty good chance against Netherlands, even though it could be if they play like they played against Austria. Now, there were 2 youngest teams in this tournament. One was Austria, one was Turkey. Now, the dark horse of Turkey, still going, still kicking, and they're in quarterfinals. This is the 3rd time Turkey is in the quarterfinals, back in 2000 and then 2008. That sensational last-minute goals by Nihat. That nobody forgets about that. I think in this quarterfinals, Turkey has a pretty good chance going to semifinals. First time in Turkish history to make it to semifinals.
And which Turkish side or Turkish side do you support privately? I mean, obviously, as a broadcaster, you're objective, but which Turkish side do you follow, as we say here, Bob?
Well, Paul, let me tell you myself, I am former Turkish news reporter. I worked here in New York State. I was the correspondent for a Turkish daily newspaper here for about 15 years. And my roots come from Izmir, Turkey, even though Izmir, luckily we have Göztepe, the team that owned by British man right here, right now in Izmir. That is good, Göztepe. But because my father was diehard Beşiktaş fan, and he made me a Beşiktaş. But when I do my reporting and my podcast, I am neutral. I am for the good football in my podcast. But my heart belongs to Beşiktaş.
And can you tell us a bit more about that amazing save, but particularly about the amazing goalkeeper who made it? I don't think he was the keeper that started the tournament for Turkey, was he?
I tell you, it has been 24 hours, I think the match already ended. People are still talking about that save. I mean, it was tremendous, incredible. I mean, that is why that save is probably the best save in this tournament. Mert Günok is 31 years old. He had some injury problems, even in this camp, starting the Euro 2024 tournament. He did not play in one match, as we saw that Manchester United substitute goalkeeper, Altay Bayındır, came in. And if he would have played in that match, he would have made a difference. In that match, the coach of Turkey, Vincenzo Montella, made some huge mistakes, not playing Arda Güler and a striker in that match against Portugal. I think Portugal had a bad game against Czechia. We should have at least get a tie from Portugal. I think winning the other games, that made Turkey go to next round knockout stages. And I think winning this the match against Austria, they are moraled up. They are very feeling good. They will have some of their players who had red carded for this past match. I think Turkey is going to be strong on the field, and the experienced side is Netherlands team. And I think they have problems scoring. If Turkey defense plays good and the midfield plays like they did against Austria and run their hearts off, 150, give their time 150 times, and I think Turkey has a good chance to grab this match.
And what do you make of Mourinho joining the Turkish football setup with these manager or coaching of Fenerbahce? He's a great manager. He's a winner, but also somebody who tends not to stay too long at clubs.
Yeah, as you know, you probably heard it. Acun Ilıcalı, the guy that owns a team in England, he's now in the Fenerbahce committee, along with the businessman, multimillionaire Ali Koç. They talked to him, and they gave him a lot of money for his crew and himself. It is 12 million euro a year. Now he's already in Turkey, and outside Istanbul, Fenerbahce has a training camp. He's working there last 3-4 days. He's working hard, even though he's even growing beard. His beard is white and gray.
And they missed that one on by just a single point last season, so they must feel that they'll need it, and Mourinho surely can get them across the line, is what they'll be thinking, I'd imagine, Bob.
I think that's and they're going to get a lot of players from big name players to a Fenerbahce team. Fenerbahce already have good players. Ferdi Kadıoğlu plays for Fenerbahce. You have İrfan Can Kahveci plays that in national team plays for Fenerbahce. You have İsmail Yüksek, who's on the midfield for Fenerbahce. I think Fenerbahce needs a good goalkeeper and some defense and a good midfield, couple midfielders, big names, and I think they have a pretty good chance. But don't forget the player that played for them, Batman Batshuayi, went to Galatasaray. So it's one of your players that played in England. That Batshuayi is going to play against the opponent, Galatasaray, the team that won the championship this past season.
And let me ask you this finally. What's the name of your podcast, Bob? Where can we find it? All good podcast providers, we normally say, but is there something specific we should go for your podcast?
Sure. I'm at Twitter, formerly Twitter X, at Turkish Soccer. I'm also have a big followers on Facebook. Just Google or search it on Facebook, Turkish Soccer or Turkish Football. You will see my podcast and my page there. And I've been doing this since 1997. I started writing Turkish football, Turkish national team on ESPNSoccerNet.com, and then Bleacher Report. I did a lot of freelance work and also I had a local show here in New York called Talking Soccer for a few years. So I've been part of the soccer, been following Turkish soccer. I have very good connections with the Turkish national team and Turkish Super League teams, and I'm as your age, 1 year older, Paul, 67 years old, and still young, and still kicking.
And we can tell you still got the enthusiasm for the game. Final question, how do you say sick as a parrot in Turkish?
Sick?
As a parrot. Football fans have it, when your team doesn't get the result, you say, we're sick as a parrot. I just wonder what it sounded like in Turkish.
Really, I can't come up with that.
Don't worry.
Right now.
Somebody listening may well do, somebody of Turkish heritage. Huge thanks to Bob Turgut, top Turkish broadcaster and, of course, football expert, football enthusiast, you should say. He's talking about his podcast, puts in Turkish football into the X, and you'll get Bob's thoughts on the current Turkish scene, and, of course, the arrival of Jose Mourinho, a Fenerbahce. He won't live sick as a parrot. He might leave that trail of disaster in his wake after 2 seasons, though. He's bound to win them something. And we're, my friends, are live till 5 on TalkSport and on Talk. But up next, well, somebody with an interesting story from Strood in Kent, which is near Rochester, lovely leafy part of the world, all the way to Argentina with something made of leather. Yep. More about the man who introduced football to Argentina back in the 1860s